Hey guys, it's YB. It's been a while since I sat down here. I got a brand new camera actually. I got the Blackmagic 6K. But today we're doing our annual Try Guys recap. So it's already been 5 years. I do this every year since I started at Try Guys. Every time it's been 1 year mark, I go over all the videos I've edited and all the stuff I've worked on and kind of a summary of what I've been doing at Try Guys. And at the end, as always, I will give a little updates about my personal stuff as well. Also, as tradition, we have Louis here with me and he'll probably fall asleep during this, but yeah, we're gonna go over all the videos that I worked on since our last recap. So I don't even remember where we left off last year because I remember I did it a bit earlier than usual. So if you go to my YouTube channel and go to the playlist edited by me, you can see all the videos I've edited at Try Guys. So I started Try Guys in September, so that's when my everything renews, that's when my year renews. But last year I posted my year recap a little bit earlier than when my actual 4 years would have been because I really wanted to talk about my TV show that I was editing for No Recipe Road Trip. It ended up being really fortunate that I released that video early last year because right after I posted that, maybe like a few weeks later, the whole scandal happened. And I don't know if I would have released a recap. I'm still glad that I got to talk about the No Recipe Road Trip, my first TV show that I edited, all the achievements that I could share without having to tainted with the drama. Now it's been 1 year and everything is good and I've edited some new shows, some new projects, and it's been really exciting stuff. So quickly going over the TV show that I worked on, it was still an amazing experience. I edited for Food Network for the No Recipe Road Trips. I got to edit on Avid, which is a whole different editing program that I learned at USC and haven't touched since. So I kind of had to relearn it and it took me about a week to relearn the whole thing, and something that would take me normally like 10 minutes to edit would take me an hour because I had to relearn all the hotkeys and just how to do things. I had to watch YouTube tutorials, and that was probably the most frustrating part. But once I got the hang of it again, I got to edit on a normal speed, and I had about 2 months of editing No Recipe Road Trip, and it was very, very exciting. A whole new experience. I worked with a whole different team. Try Guys weren't really involved in the post process at all. I was working with Food Network team and their producers, and I'm very happy and thankful to the Try Guys that I still got to have this experience. If you guys don't have cable and couldn't watch the actual TV show, you can still watch Try Guys make hand pulled noodles with No Recipe. It's on the Try Guys channel. That was supposed to be a pilot actually for No Recipe Road Trip, but for some reason it didn't get released. There were some format differences and they ended up changing a lot of things. We ended up releasing it on our channel. So that's a video you can watch that I also worked on. That was really, really fun. This is around the time when I made my recap last year. And after that, after everything came out, the first video I edited then was the Try Guys 60-minute Thanksgiving challenge. This was kind of like Without a Recipe, except the guys had to go to a supermarket and had a time limit. It was actually really fun. It was a sponsored video that I think was scheduled ahead of time. Amidst the drama, they had to film it because it was just something they had a contract with. And I think they did a pretty good job. Editing this was kind of a bittersweet moment because I think it was still really funny and exciting like a normal Try Guys video, but obviously we were going through a lot of changes. Then we did our Without a Recipe as normal, and I talked about this a bit in my behind the scenes of Without a Recipe video last year. Without a Recipe, we usually film way in advance. We film like months in advance. So this was already filmed with everyone in it, and this involved heavy editing. Among all the videos us editors had to work on to really go through these changes, to adapt to these changes, the Without a Recipe ones were the hardest because the characters in there are so prominent. I definitely go over it in detail in my behind the scenes video, so you can check it out if you haven't yet. Then we did the Try Guys Rank the Best Pets, which was a Rank Court episode. So Rank Court was a new show that we were trying, and I think I edited the pilot episode, which means that every time we start kind of a new format that might be a continuing show, we start coming up with the new ideas of new graphics and how it's going to be formatted. So I got all the footage that they shot and they had kind of an idea of how it should be edited, and I edited my own touch to it by adding graphics, coming up with formats, to dividing into sections. This game show format videos are really easy to shoot and really easy to edit. Then I did a Try Guys Eat a Fine Dining Cannabis Feast. This was actually part of Zach's bachelor party. So this was right before Zach was having his wedding, and it was exciting times. It was like a fine dining experience that chefs would prepare, but they would have cannabis in it, and I don't understand how they ate so much THC, I would have died. I think they ate like 45 milligrams or something. I can take 5, and even that's sometimes too much. I can't do that in public, so I don't understand how they did this much. But they looked like they had a lot of fun, and this video had a 360 camera in it, and that was really fun to mess with it because basically they shoot it like this and you can see 360 of it. So while you're editing, you can kind of turn the angles around. You know how you do the Google lens and you can kind of see all around it if you use it with your mouse? It's the same thing with a 360 camera. So I got to kind of play around and it creates this warped vision that's really funny. So it came out to be funny effects when they were high. Ooh, then we did the phoning it in series. I gotta say, this was one of the hardest videos I've edited. I actually have a behind the scenes on this as well, so you can check it out. Then I go in very detail of how I edited this. And the idea is that 2 guys are cooking something that they don't know what it is, and 2 professional chefs are calling them, phoning it in, telling them what to do. But they have a limited time, and once they run out of coins, they can't talk on the phone anymore, and the 2 guys have to finish the dish. This was hard because, as I said in the behind the scenes video, it's just a lot of cameras going on at once because the chef's phoning it in or in a total different room, but it's happening at the same time as the 2 guys cooking. So each of them need their own edit. They're not interacting with each other as much as they are interacting with the chefs. And there's the whole judging section. This was a lot harder than Without a Recipe, and I thought Without a Recipe was going to be the hardest thing I was doing here. But also, I love this challenge. I love trying something new and I love learning from it. So it was really, really cool. Then we did Zach's wedding series. This was really, really fun. I actually was hoping that I got to edit his wedding series. Part 1 was about Zach's leg injury before his wedding, which was very, very interesting because I knew it happened, but I had no idea how bad it was or how much it happened again and again. And editing the footage, I was just like, wow, that's crazy. And I'm glad he got to share this with all of us because we would have had no idea what actually happened. And I realized I really enjoy editing real life stories, not necessarily a documentary, but more like this kind of a lot of vlogs, a lot of thoughts put together to show a progression of what happened. Having had my own wedding, if something like this happened so close to the wedding, I don't know how I would have handled it. So really kudos to Zach and Maggie for having to deal with all of this and doing it so well. And every time I work with Zach, he has his script, he has his vision, and it's really cool how creative he is, and I get to really feed onto that. And the second part of the wedding video was the fun one. It's the Try Guys Become Groomsmen for Zach's wedding. So this, I got to play with different styles, different kind of music, a little bit of a music video vibe with cool shots. That's the stuff I like. I even did some split screen edit. That's really cool. After the wedding series, we did the Try Guys Try Forest Preschool. This was a cool video. So they went to Forest Preschool, which I had no idea something like this existed. And I love when I edit something and I get to learn something out of it. Not that I would, go to preschool again, but the fact that this exists and there's so many information out there about how to save the forest and how these programs are existing to do that and to teach the kids. And I thought it was really fun. And speaking of learning something from a video, was the next video, 60-year-olds break a skydiving world record. This was probably top 5 of the videos that I edited here because I learned so much. Like, I would say the top videos I've edited Try Guys so far all involve something that I learned. So still one of my favorite videos to this day is the poker video, the 4 versus 1 poker video. When I edited that, I had no idea about poker. And after editing it, I actually learned poker and I got even a poker set at home. I don't really play it anymore, but I was so into it because when you edit it, you learn the most. And you kind of have to know it in order to edit it together. It was the same thing about skydiving. I didn't know much about it other than the fact that it's scary. But seeing these over 60-year-old people do these things so passionately and over again, like, it really gave me a good feeling. And it almost even made me get interested in skydiving, maybe someday. Then I got to be on camera again. It's been a while, but I got to be in the 401 dumpling mukbang video. So this was a video that was kind of based on the 400 dumpling challenge they did years ago. That went very, very viral. It was a very fun video. And Zach, Keith, and I kind of recreated it, but not in more a challenge way. We did it more of a food tour style where we went to different restaurants and tried food. And you guys know I love to eat and I love to edit the videos I'm in. So this video was especially fun for me. And the most recent video I've edited is the guys wear dresses for a week. It was kind of a traditional Try Guys style where they had the whole try on section. Back in the days when I edited the Try Guys Try Halloween costumes video, that was so funny. I would laugh the whole time while editing, and this was a very similar experience. Somewhat nostalgic. Them trying on clothes I think is so fun, of their reactions. And then they actually went out in public, so it had a vlog element. My first video I edited when I came to Try Guys was a nail extension video, and this felt a very similar way, maybe a little bit smaller in scale. In the nail video, they got to try on these nails, which was a try on section, and then they went in public, they went to their real life with these nails, which was the whole vlog section, and this was very similar, so I really like that. And I think the Try Guys as a company right now is trying a lot of different formats to see which works with our audience and which works with us. We want to make videos that everyone likes, obviously, but also it's fun for all of us to make. Like I said, for me, I love editing videos where I learn something that makes me laugh, that makes me emotional, all these very, very high impact videos. I do like that they are experimenting with different stuff and even different cast, and I'm very excited to see where this goes. I am actually starting to edit without a recipe next week, so I'm very excited and nervous. But yeah, those were the videos I worked on for my 5th year at Try Guys. And a little bit of personal update from me. This year has been crazy for me with the wedding and all the stuff around it, really. I think the wedding really took off half the year for me. But we did a lot of wedding content on my YouTube channel this year. But now that the wedding's over, even though we are preparing for the German wedding next year, that one won't have as much content because we're not there to try out the food and stuff. I've been experimenting with a lot of lifestyle vlogs, travel vlogs. I've traveled a lot this year. I think my favorite videos to make, other than the eating videos, are travel vlogs. Obviously, I don't have the luxury to travel all the time, so it can't be an ongoing thing. But whenever I do travel, I want to keep making travel vlogs. Like the ones I made in Singapore was so fun. The videos I made during our honeymoon was really, really fun. I can focus on food, but I can also focus on learning about the cities and their history. And I think I really enjoy doing the research and sharing it with you guys, so that when you're watching my video, you're not only just seeing me eat this delicious food and going around and having fun, but also learning something about the history of that city. So hopefully I get to do some more of that. And another cool opportunity that's coming up is I will be actually speaking at VidSummit this year in October. So pretty soon, I'm going to be going to Texas, and it's a 3-day event, VidSummit. You can still buy tickets, I believe. And I'll be doing 2 panels. One of them is with the editors, with other editors that are very, very successful. And a second panel with other YouTubers. Here's a little dream of mine that's nowhere near probably, but something I do want to share with you guys is I think my dream eventually would be to be a professor. I've always loved teaching, and I would love to be like a university professor teaching either editing or something related to what I'm doing now, some information that I have now. But yeah, that's something that is in the back of my head that I might pursue sometime in the future. Lou, you want to say bye? Lou, you want to say bye? Come here. I got Louis to get up to say bye. So that was my 5-year recap at Try Guys. My voice is disappearing, so we gotta end the video soon. But thank you guys so much for always supporting my channel and the Try Guys channel. And I hope you guys can learn a lot from us. Very grateful to have you guys along with us. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!